Today we have a very busy day ahead. We started by driving to Sulphur, which is a nearby city in southwestern Louisiana. And there are two very interesting things you can do here. One is to explore the Creole Nature Trail, which is where you can see all the amazing wildlife in Louisiana. And then you can also go explore the Boudin Trail, which is related to food. Totally different. I'll explain more when we get there. But here, what is cool is that we stop at this adventure point, and it's like a place where you stop for information, where you can learn all about the Creole Nature Trail and also about the Cajun culture. This is where you learn how to catch a crab. Look at this. This is supposed to be chicken, and then there's a crab. You know, in real life, the crab would be fighting a little bit more, but it should be that simple. This is how to pronounce the words in Cajun French, which is different. So let's see. Calcachou. I'm trying. I'm trying to speak it. I'm trying to learn. Calcachou. Getting there.
You're getting there. The one that most people have problems with is Boudin.
Boudin.
Yeah.
Boudin.
Have you tried that yet? No.
I did. I loved. This is our first night here. Loved
You can have
Boudin.
it frozen, take it home and dry ice.
And there are over 30 mom and pops that make it their own way, and we're going to one of the best ones now. They all have those little stickers in their windows, like certified Boudin stop. So we're gonna get to see it made and maybe try some cracklings too. It's really those down home flavors. So that's where we're headed next.
Cool. Right here, two places side by side to try Boudin. Things you only find in Louisiana. Crawfish, crab, and shrimp oil. What's this here for? Is it oil?
Yeah, so it's a seasoning. So you basically, when you're cooking or boiling crawfish, you pour it in there and it seasons the water that you boil it in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Here they have this big window where you can see them preparing the Boudin inside.
Kind of blending the seasoning in a little bit.
Okay.
Some people do Boudin blanc, which is real white.
Oh.
Cajun French for white.
Mm-hmm. Boudin's Cajun rice sausage, very popular here in southwestern Louisiana. Sorry for the noise, I guess the fridge just started. Just like in the first day that we had, it's so delicious. What makes your Boudin special here?
Just a family recipe, just
Yeah.
good quality product. Try to make sure everything we use is fresh ingredients. Try to make sure it's as fresh as we can.
What is the one that people like the most here? Is it the regular, the hot?
Probably the regular mild. That's our most common seller.
Most popular.
You get a few that like the spicy, and then you get a few that like your smoke. But normally it's the mild, and then like the Boudin balls. Boudin balls is a big seller, which would basically be the Boudin rolled into a ball and then deep fried, battered.
Okay.
No, best seller.
Thank you. I love this. I actually forgot to mention the most important ingredient in Boudin, pork. You guys probably realize the amount of French words here in Louisiana. That's because of the French colonization. And then there's also Creole French. Talking about history, we're gonna tour a neighborhood that has the most beautiful historical constructions in Lake Charles. The name of this place? charpentier. That's carpenter in French. Most of the houses are from the late 1800s. So now we're picking up a historian to explain us everything.
We are not really part of the Deep South. We're more sort of where the South meets the West. For a long part of Louisiana's history, this part of Louisiana wasn't even part of the state. This was no man's land. This was officially the frontier between the United States and the Empire of Spain. So it's been a place that's always been very interesting and a little bit unusual. We'll see a lot of architecture that is wood-based. And now it's not a museum, it's an actual living neighborhood. People live there, and you're going to see construction projects, you're going to see people putting their trash out, because today happens to be trash day. You'll be seeing all sorts of things, not just Mardi Gras. Life goes on through Mardi Gras. At the time this area was being developed, it was very rural and very away from the rest of Louisiana. There were no commercial architects in Lake Charles until the 20th century. And because of that, these houses were built by carpenters using pattern books. And when you use a pattern book, you say, oh, I like that porch, I like those windows. Here's a good example of that. This house would be much more at home in New England. It has shakes, you know, and that's a Lake Charles thing. We have a lot of shakes because we produce shakes here, and that makes a difference. This house is a fabulous house, a particularly wonderful house here. It's locally called the Flanders House, and it's the product of two great lumber families marrying their firstborn children and putting the absolute best in the house. You'll notice the shingled corners here, the tympanum, are all shingled. This is a great house inside too. Central hallway, fabulous, fabulous property. And one of the signature properties of Lake Charles, very photographed house. There are 400 buildings here. Not all buildings contribute to the historic district, but most of the buildings do. The blue on top of the porch is a very southern thing. That blue ceiling supposedly fights mud dauber nests and paper wasps from putting their nests there. It's supposed to keep it clean. At the time of the Great Fire, the jailer in 1910 happened to be a Reed. And when the jail burned down downtown, he had to do something with the prisoners, so he decided to take matters into his own hand. He brought them here to this house, put them up in the attic for 11 months. And that's where they lived. So it was a temporary jail for Calcasieu Parish for a long time. There is a story, a local ghost in this neighborhood is the ghost of one of the prisoners who tried to make an escape by jumping from the top window from the attic. He got out of his shackles, jumped out of the window and died, unfortunately. But around April 23rd, every year, this neighborhood for the last 100 years or so has reported that they hear the sound of breaking glass and a long pitiable scream. So they assume that it's the ghost of the prisoner that tried to make an escape from the temporary jail here at Calcasieu Parish. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Just a little side light there for you.
Wow, that was a lot of information, huh? Our guide is a true expert in Louisiana's history. We're now gonna dig deeper into the music and Mardi Gras culture in Lake Charles, but I'm gonna save that for the next vlog. Wanna follow our road trip through southern USA? Then subscribe to my channel.
Arsène Pujol was the first congressman from this corner of Louisiana, and Arsène Pujol in 1914 was he broke the tie which created the income tax to help pay for World War I. So when you're paying your taxes, so you can thank the Pujols because they created that. Again, you'll notice the variety. Yeah.